Good morning, welcome to Life of Dave. We're down the boat Sunday morning, and once again, I ain't got long. I've just nipped down to do a quick bit of sanding. I'm going to nip these off and do a little bit more sanding up here. I'm not going to bother recording it all because it is just more of me sanding. And my phone's not charged last night either, so I ain't got much battery. So I'm just going to get them nipped down, and I'll come back on and show you what I'm doing. And I'm going to be out of here soon. So not a lot to do today. It's -4 when I come out this morning, so again I can't do any glass, I can't do anything like that. I'm hoping to just get that nib down. If I get a chance I might put some filler on it. The sun's coming up now, it's going to warm up a bit today, so if I can get some filler on there that will set up, but glass work, yeah, that's not going to happen. Right, I'm going to crack on and get something done because I've got to get out of here. Right, so I've sanded this lot down. So I've taken that off smooth. There's a little bit there, it's going to need filling. It's got like a little void in the filler. This hinge needs to be filled and built out a little bit. So what's happening is I've sussed out what it's rocking. And if I get that in there, so I've now got that pretty close. I don't think I'm going to worry too much getting it any closer than that. So I could put a tiny bit in there, but by the time I've gel coated both sides of this, that gap's going to close up. And I think I'm still going to have to take some off the bottom there, because that's going to be too tight. I've got a gap at the top, but I've got hardly anything at the bottom, so I'm going to need to take a bit off of there before I gel coat. What I'll probably do is gel coat the boat, and I'll do these after. What I'll do is I'll try them in and see how they fit, because then I'm going to have to shave some off, and then I don't want to be gel coating them and then having to redo them. So I'll trim them to fit once the hole's painted, and I'll know exactly where they've got to go then. Or I might shave it down, who knows, I'll see what I'll get time for. But this hinge is just pulling in a bit too far, and as that pulls in, it makes that side kick out. That's why it's rocking. So if this bolt's in flat, this hinge goes in too far. So I need to just build that out with a little bit of glass, about 1/2 mil, so that when I bolt this in tight, it doesn't pull that in. If it pulls that in, it makes the top stick out this side, and I don't want that. So that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with the way that looks all around, and like I say, maybe just shave a bit off the bottom. That's easy enough, that's a straight run to shave down. So this one here, we've sanded again around here, got that all smoothed off. I haven't done the hatch yet, I'll do that when I'm glassing. So the only thing wrong with this one, I think this one fits quite nicely. I've got a bit of a reveal again, I might need a little bit more along the bottom. I've got that gap there, I need to build up some glass on the hatch, on the cover. And I've got that tiny little gap there, could do with a little bit more filler just in there. Other than that, we're pretty good. So a tiny bit in there just to smooth that round. I've opened it up so we've got a bit of a gap there, so the like I say, the gel coat will take that out. We have got to adjust it so it sits central, so I'll get the same gap either side. Otherwise it's big or it's small. So we've got to adjust that into the centre, so I'll have to put some feeler gauges with a bit of cardboard or something either side. But that one is pretty much done really, so next time I'll mix up some filler, a little bit in there, a bit of glass on there, build that hatch up, and that's me 2 hatches done. So we're all glassed in here, up to there, so now they're done, I think I can get that next one in and glassed. That's that front all done, then all we've got to do is glass inside and underneath. So for now, like I say, it's too cold, they're going to have to wait until I've got more time. I've just come down to do a bit of sanding, but that's pretty much all my sanding done this morning, so I've got that done. So I've adjusted that hatch, I've adjusted that one. I've got minimal work to do now, tiny little build up on here, little bit in there, and a bit on the bottom of that hatch cover. And those two are pretty much finished, while glassing them in on the inside and underneath. But that's the whole front done and the hatch is shaped. So I'm quite pleased that we've made some progress. And the next stage, when I come down, once I get that in, is going to be a big leap forward, because these will be finishing off then. I mean, it's really getting there now. So once I finish that, these ain't going to take too long to do. This, when I'm glassing inside and underneath, hasn't got to be as neat and tidy as like this bit on the front. Obviously I want it neat and tidy, but it is just going to be quite rough glass it in, let it set up till it's tacky, and then gel coat it in situ. You know what I mean? I've probably got to put a bit of glass on the back of here as well, because this is just bonding pasted on at the moment. This the door shut, and I don't want that pinging off, so I'll put a little bit of glass up there. I'll probably have to run a bead of paste up there to curve it off, then glass it. You know, it is what it is. It's going to be awkward. I'm going to have to get in there with a bit of glass and feed it in. And I'm not going to know if I've got any voids or anything else. You know, it's just going to be, it'll stick where it sticks, and that'll have to do. It's going to be really awkward. It's going to be messy, but it's going to be done. Never mind, we will sort that out. I think what I'll do on the other side when I make them is I'm going to have to bond this on first. So it's stuck on the back. And glassed in situ before I stick them in place. That would, you know, I was debating on what the easiest way to go would be, and I think that's going to be it. I need to sort of glass them in first. But there we go, live and learn. Right, I'm going to crack on a bit more sanding and then get out of here. Right, hope everyone's alright. So I've done a bit of sanding. I've just knocked down this centre bit. This edge bit I've got to grind off. That's where the edge of the cloth was. Hasn't gone in nicely. I've got some little voids up here which I know about where it wraps around this end, so I'm not going to be filling over those at all because that's just pointless. I've got to grind it out. Right along there's voids all the way, so I've got to take this off. I've got to redo that with some CSM. This was too heavy to perform around that bend, which I found out. So I've just mixed up some fairing compound or filler, whatever you want to call it. It's marine grade filler. It is not Bondo as you use in the States, or car filler if you're in the UK, you know. What I've got to do is get that up and spread out before it goes off. If I've not got enough, I won't be knocking up anymore, I don't think. I'm just going to do what I've got for now. Leave that in a bit. I'll do that if I've got enough afterwards, I think. If this layer doesn't come out perfect, it doesn't matter. It's got to be sanded off. Any little imperfections, I can ring them with the pen and we can come back to them after. You know, it doesn't matter. I'm not looking to get a major build up, I'm just looking to smooth it out. Build there. Look across. Bit crap in that. See that, look. Going nicely, going nicely. Big line of crud drags through it. Doesn't matter. Like I say, it ain't got to be perfect. Well, it has when it's done, but you know what I mean. I'm not worried about this layer so much. This is just to get it all covered and filled. lose all the lines, start making it look pretty, that's all. Once I've sanded this, you know, I'll have a look at it and I'll see how we're looking, and any little bits that need sorting out, I'll dog a little bit more in here and there. But like I say, this is just going to be a very thin coat. It's not looking for any heavy build up at all. Bit of crap there, look, dragging it back and forth. I need to clean this spreader board off is what I need to do. But that's more time I ain't got at the moment, so there we go. I'm not going to go any further up than that. I have sanded just back to here, but I want to overlap that. There we go. Right. Starting to feel like it's getting a little tacky. I think that will do me. As always, when you're doing a bit of fillering, you always think, oh, I can just do a little bit better. If I just keep rubbing that bit there, I'll reshape it and get it better. And what happens then? It starts setting, and you start rolling little balls up. It goes to poop, doesn't it? I can just get it a bit smoother. No, just leave it alone. So we run out for this bit. I'm not worried about that. This is all going to be undercover, but we can sand that off, get that smoothed out, get on with the next bit. Pinhole there, bit of crud in it. Look. Yeah. A bit of crud there, look at that one. Oh, perfect it was. What do I do? Put a hole in it then. Told you, it's just those, just leave it alone. Ah! There we go. Right, that's it. There's a little bit of muck there. I'm leaving it. Leave it alone, that's it. Just let it set up there. That'll be fine. Right, so that's me done. So we've got this section here done last time. I've got this section here done now. I've got to get the grinder out and basically remove this whole end inside here. This glass did not like wrapping around this corner, so it's got to go. Take all that out, get rid of it all. Remove it. So the grinder will be the quickest and easiest way. It will make a hell of a lot of mess, so I won't be able to film it. But there you go. We filled in this section here, so we've got that back section done. I've got this side to go still. That's about another 40 minutes sanding, I reckon. Yeah, it just takes so long to sand down before I can do anything. Then I've got to grind all this out and sort that out with a bit more glass and filler and everything else. So still loads to do, but we're getting there. We've got 2 lockers fitting now, bar a tiny little adjustment, and I mean tiny, but they're pretty much there. End one still to do. Weather's got to warm up. I can't do any glass work. The filler will go off. The glass work, yeah, it really is a bit cold. So I'll do that another time. But there we go. Right, well, thank you all for watching Life of Dave, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.